Hello and welcome to the Practical Side. This is a show where we talk to different experts of law and understand the scope for company secretaries and the future of the different areas of law. Joining me today is a very special guest, Vishwas Tendulkar sir. Hello sir and welcome to the Practical Side.
Hello, yeah.
So Vishwas
good evening.
Tendulkar sir.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Before we go ahead, I would like to introduce Vishwas Tendulkar sir. So Vishwas Tendulkar sir is a very special guest. In fact, he is the one who was the main pillar behind designing the ICSI certificate course on CSR. Today's topic also is about CSR. Sir will be explaining with all his wide experience about what are the opportunities for company secretaries in the field of CSR. CSR is a very huge field and he'll be explaining that. But before we go to sir, it is important for us to know the experience of sir. Like I told you, he has been instrumental in making sure that ICSI came out with the certified CSR professional course. In fact, I am one of the beneficiaries. I completed the course and sir helped me a lot during the coursework and all of that. It was really a great experience doing the course, and the syllabus which sir had done was amazing. It was very comprehensive. Sir has been advising many companies on CSR. He was part of the sixth biggest firm which is into advisory on CSR. He has worked on global projects like the UNFCCC framework that is related to clean energy. He has been instrumental in implementing these programs. We are very happy that sir has made time because he's very busy and he's working on very, very big projects. And we are happy that he is in talking to the CS fraternity, and he has a special bonding with CS fraternity because of the ICSI certified program was sir's brainchild and entire execution. Sir, I hope I introduced you well. Thanks a lot for joining us once again.
Thank you, Alok. It was a very comprehensive introduction, not required. Thank you very much for the introduction.
And so you're being very humble, because I know as a student of CSR certified course, when I completed, I know how well you had designed it. So whatever we introduced is actually very, very basic and small, but I'm sure when we discuss with you, we'll understand. Sir, today we have chosen the topic CSR as a professional opportunities for company secretaries. But before we go to that, sir, the first question is, recently we had the amendments to the CSR rules. So with these new amendments coming into picture, there's a completely new regime. There is a completely new approach to CSR. So can you please tell your expert opinion on this?
In January 2021 this year, as per the outcome of the High Power Committee appointed by Ministry of Corporate Affairs on CSR, although the regulation came in 2013, it did not create much of impact because from 2013 to as on date, the impact and overall reach of CSR has not enough for the country per se. So it was required to have this high power committee, which was the people from top corporates were and their opinions, and from the bureaucrats. And it is revealed that the policy or the CSR Act required to be amended on certain rules. It is now more structured, more stringent, I would say, in terms of implementation, including impact, and that has created the entire game changer. It's a new regime, I would call it. First thing is the CSR committee. Earlier, the CSR committee's role was very like it was just and or none status. That means anybody could be a committee and there was not much of accountability. Today, that is not the case. The law says very clearly, rule says very clearly that the CSR committee has to create a plan, annual plan, which includes which are the projects CSR and under CSR project going to be conducted, what is going to be the impact, everything. There are specific agenda which was developed, rather created under this rule, and that agenda has to be followed. And the board has to approve that at the beginning of the year, which was not there earlier. So that is the main one of the main thing. Now, this while preparing this plan, like a project management, the letter and spirit of CSR was a project approach in 2013, but it was not followed to the extent should have been done because it was not also, although it was drafted well, but at the end of the day, it was not, I would say, structured well. It takes time for everything. So now it is very structured and very disciplined manner. The committee has to prepare a detailed plan. It has mentioned the rules, and as per the plan, they have to approve. Number two, uh, there was unspent amount. Unspent amount has to be uh, put into the separate account, not to be used. Assets which are created because of CSR also not to be used. It is to be uh, given to the rather owned by Section 8 company or the trust or the implementation agency. Third, the implementation agency also should be entity now with CSR one form. They have to get registered. They will get registration number, and this registration number is called CSR registration number. Now that has to get, without which, so it is more of now structured, more focused, more accountable, all the stakeholders, and also it is widened to the extent that Section 8 companies can collaborate. For example, a company in a one specific area can collaborate, which was need of the hour for CSR implementation. They can utilize their funds and create impact. What used to happen, rather happened from 13, is people have done a great job in terms of CSR, but it was in a piecemeal basis. Take a case of education.
Yes,
So
sir.
two companies into the same education in the same district, can't they collaborate? So this was a suggestion. I was one of the one who also given the suggestion as to the ministry. And this collaboration is the need of the hour because somebody is doing well, somebody has got fund, somebody has less fund. It was earlier only a self-declaration that why I could not do, but today it is the total accountability and unspent amount to be spent. If not spent, and also the justification to be given. So this is the another area, another important change or other amendment. Third is impact assessment. Uh, Companies whose CSR obligation is 10 crores and above, high range, should have the impact assessment done by third party, external agency. Now, these expenses are allowed for up to 5%. But then impact assessment itself is a new thing. There are not many players who are doing the impact assessment. And this was required because see, the total corpus of about 16, 70,000 crores, which was roughly, which was increasing year on year, but impact was not there. Take a water, take education. Impact was not there. It was not visible. I mean, irrespective of whether 18,000 is good enough or not, impact was not there. And that is the reason they have they added for the whole CSR obligations are high. And these are the main important criteria which the regime has changed after the 21 and to be implemented from next financial year. And of course, this has created opportunities as well as the challenges for the board, for the organizations, uh, simply because even the 5 crore company whose net profit 5 crore also have to meet these obligations, also have to comply with that. So that is something which are the few salient features which are changed after the this amendment. And High Power Committee has taken conscious decision. I must say this will give a good results. This will show good impact, and the companies, more and more companies are now will do or other who are coming under ambit are doing CSR, but now it is more structured. So overall it will help the society per se, and that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I think you have briefly told all the major amendments in a quick manner. Thank you for that. So, going further, it is related to the law. My question is related to the law. CSR is not new. I mean, CSR was always there, but only in 2013, the Companies Act 2013, it was codified. We had earlier the CSR voluntary guidelines. Then, even before voluntary guidelines, many top corporates like Tata's and the Mahindras used to do a lot of CSR activities, though it was not part of law. Azim Premji through Wipro Foundation, Infosys, there are many examples. But in 2013, it became a law with our Section 135 and the CSR rules. Now, as an expert in this field, what are your views on how this law impacted the stakeholders? When we talk about the company, when we talk about the non-profit organizations, the government, and other stakeholders who are the final beneficiaries, all these are stakeholders. So how did this law impact? So if you can give us that opinion of yours, it will be very helpful.
Yeah. In terms of the company was coming in the ambit 5 crore, 500 crore, 1000 crore. It was a tick mark exercise. Yes, I did it. And it was just a report to be submitted. Self-declaration report signed by company secretary. 13, 14, 15, 16. Over a period of time, people have realized the need to do CSR for their own benefit. I would say when they own benefit, it's for the benefit of the community, society. They realize that they have to do it. So more and more companies are doing, including smaller companies, 100 crore, 200 crore. So one is the statistics of Ministry of Corporate Affairs deputies that more and more companies are doing. Earlier it was only top 100 companies are doing, top 50 companies. Larger players were Reliance, ONGC, Tata, Mahindra, and all. But now even the smaller companies are also doing. In fact, I am executing project for very small company. They are not coming under just ambit, but in place like Thalter, they are doing it like e-learning and other things. So I would say the concept has been already bought as a CSR among the corporates. I would say corporate, it covers the MSME as well because the 5 crore company is the MSME type of organization. For government, it is helpful because the entire purpose of CSR was the corporates who have management skill and the knowledge to address the issues. Government has limited bandwidth. Government are policymakers. Government not the business. That's the reason we have so many now the PSUs are getting privatized. Government to do a business is not government job. That's the reason corporates who have great skills, professionals can execute in a project management mode. That was the entire intention of CSR. So government is getting benefit as more and more companies are coming into it, in 2%. Now, CSR as a part of business process, like causative marketing, which one? There are certain things which are excluded in this recent amendment, like outside money not to be used, political contribution not to be considered, number of other things where product promotion, direct product promotion is not accepted, correct. But then causative marketing, or for that matter, the any initiative which large organizations like I are doing it, any initiative which help the community is definitely acceptable, and definitely scale is happening. Earlier the scale was the issue. Now with this amendment, the scale will also happen. Second stakeholder is the government. Government, of course, for government, there are very large basket of issues. You name it, they have it. I mean, they have right from child, women empowerment, water, energy, you name it, there are issues. They have budgets, they have money, but they don't have skill. and no batsman to reach out to the last mile. Country with more than 70 districts, so many states, it's difficult, diversity to implement successfully and to create impact. So that's the reason the corporates are required, because corporates are almost everywhere, barring few states like Himachal Pradesh and all. So they can make a difference. So it is government is helping. The beneficiaries are the communities. Now community per se are having every district has different canvas. Gadchiroli district has got different canvas. The district in Uttaranchal or any other district has got very different altogether different canvas. So you can't be compare. I mean, for example, education, water could not be a issue for district like in Kolhapur or some area. Pune has got different issues. Now every district having very different issues. Also, government has very nicely identified aspiration districts, which are given to the PSUs have been asked to do in aspiration districts, which are very backward sort of districts, and a lot work required to be done. Now, such districts, the beneficiaries are, some are very tribal villages, like place like Jawar Mokhara in Thane, very tribal villages. Not even power is also not there. Although the government claims that the power is there in villages, but it did not reach up to them. Safe drinking water is an issue today. So they are not even access to basic communities. Now in such case, they are benefited because decentralized, diversified CSR initiative would happen. It was earlier, say example, X organization is doing in, the whole purpose of say Mahindra or Tata are doing great job, but then wherever their factories or plants are there, they are prominently doing it very nicely, successfully. But now a company who is into 5 crore ambit, located in small district, is also making a difference to the community over there. They may not be making the difference to the extent possible, to the required, but they are doing some difference. And this is just the beginning. So beneficiaries are benefited. Government is benefited because they have a helping hand. They have a helping hand like corporates who are, India is the only country where CSR has been regulated. Even though by regulation, now regulation has become way of life. CSR earlier was only a buzzword. Now it's a way of life. People are doing it. People are doing seriously, although they may not have the competency. That is what the people like us can help us to make it more effective, to make it more impactful, so that they value for money. CSR is a serious business, which is corporates, when the 2013, when the law came, it was not realized, but now they realize every penny is required. No, the companies, even after the, I would say after the lockdown, the corona, companies are very particular about spending money, even for, so they will, although they are more than willing, and they are doing it, but then the value for money is important. So it is just become like another business area. I would say CSR is another SBU, strategic business unit. It's a serious business.
I think that is a very wonderful thought which you have told, sir. Companies have to take CSR as serious as they take their core business. I think that angle,
with the bottom line of in normal corporate world, is the bottom line of figures, accounting figures, but it is the bottom line of beneficiaries. There are other measurable parameters that would impact how many beneficiaries, how much extent. So measurable parameters have been introduced by this latest amendment, and which is a very good thing for CSR to scale now. When there's a measurement, there is the results. The scale will happen. Earlier there was a measurement. So measurement tools have been incorporated, and which is excellent thing. I must congratulate the ministry for that. I must congratulate the high power committee who has come out with the very thoughtfully such amendments.
Yes, sir. So basically, before this amendment, there was no proper measure of how effective the CSR is, how good the impact of the projects are. now the measurement has been incorporated within the amendments.
In fact,
That's
the amendment, the impact measurement, they allowed 5% to be spent of total CSR budget, which is also a good thing. Because impact is not to be taken just lightly. Impact measurement, the impact report. See, one can say, oh, I have so many beneficiaries in so many districts are done. But what is the impact? So there are softwares available. I worked on such software. There are softwares available. There are even non-IT parameters also there. And this impact under the global social return on investment (SROI), which is something which is also the corporates or large corporates have started following up, and small will do it in a smaller way, but they have to do it, and they will do it.
Yes, sir. I think what social return on investment, I'm sure many Indian corporates will do. So going to the next question, this is relating to again our company secretaries. From the year Companies Act 2013, the CSR was introduced in section 135. But from 2013 till today, there have been multiple amendments in the CSR rules. So how has the scope of company secretaries increased from 2013 to 21? We are not talking about the latest amendments that we can elaborate later, but during this time, how the scope has increased for company secretaries as a practice area?
Yeah. Basically, the company secretary role as a function for the corporate governance. I mean, if you see your institution aim is a corporate governance. Company secretary is most of the time the board member,
Yes,
and
sir.
also the CSR committee member.
Correct.
Now, as a CSR committee member, earlier it was just attending the meeting. To be very honest, that most of the companies, I'm not talking about BSE 100, BSE 500, but beyond that, there is no dedicated CSR person.
Exactly.
Companies, I mean, the reason behind it, companies cannot afford to have, I would say afford to have, because every function, like a quality function, there's a separate quality management to implement ISO. You cannot have a separate dedicated person. It is a quality person who will do it. Like most of the time, CFO also does the part of accounts. So likewise, there is no dedicated person. Now the role of company secretary is today is enhanced now. Is as a committee member, and most of the times company secretary is just one person. There's no department. I get to see there's no large department, because people think rather there's an understanding, there's a secretary function, minutes, compliance, manage compliance with the regulation. But compliance with the regulation is also very important. You see, I'll give the analogy, the real life. People who feels, when driving the car, people who feels that if I put in the last gear and I overshoot all the signals, I'll reach early. I'm sorry. If they actually in practice, if they follow the law, rules and regulations, and follow the first signal is green, without changing the speed, I'm sure all for future signals will also be green. They will reach faster. So compliance should be by choice. There is no need to be hurry. There is no to find shortcuts. Shortcuts never give results in business, even in otherwise as well. So company secretary itself identity entities to sort of a governance and compliance with the. It was earlier only attending meeting and board meeting and then minutes and all. Today with the CSR, one of the hat, because ultimately signed by the CSR. It is no way just the tick box. It is more than that. It is, let me cover something also on the new amendment, which is much more task. Now, if there is no CSR head or CSR dedicated person, now who will do this? It's a corporate communication person is normally been interested. But corporate communication has no CSR background. He has no, he is not aware what are the issues. Board decide to do in X district water, Does he knows what are the issues of this? So board has no, the amendment says boards, the plan should be prepared, yes. Board should monitor is also one of the things which was not there earlier. Now who will monitor? Who will monitor? Now this is something where the monitoring total administrative cost should not exceed 5%. Monitoring, you require knowledge. Now who has knowledge? I'm not saying it is not there at all. I'm saying it's there is no ecosystem wherein the corporate communication man can have access to the issues of particular district area where the CSR project to be implemented. So this is the company secretary role is much more widened in terms of now CSR implementation. As if normally most of the time he's a CSR committee member, then implementation, planning, all 4-6 stage of project management, design, implementation is now indirectly a responsibility of company secretary as well. Because CSR committee members they're not dedicated again. You see, there's a CFO, there's other person, but they have their own functions. Ultimately, somebody has to take the onus, no? Yes. Now, the law says committee should do it, but if the chair of the committee is a company secretary, then responsibility comes on him. The committee members may or may not have time, but then job is to be done. The planning, correct, designing, entire implementation, monitoring, appointing engagement of agency. Who will do that? So it is the very wide. I would say that company secretary hat is now has multiple. He has to, rather, the company secretary has to wear a new hat called a CSR hat. CSR and compliance hat. Compliance anyway is doing it. CSR sustainability, because he's a board member, no? He's a party to it, and I'm day by day. If you see, the ministry is now, which is the correct ministry, now making accountable even independent directors, which I learned few days back. It is not something which is okay, I'm there only for one meeting, then I'm not there. No way. I mean, managing director, the board members, some are full-time, some are not, some are executive, some are non-executive. But somebody is to take responsibility. The job is to be done properly. Reports have to be uploaded to the website. Most of it's not. If you see, the law says that you have to upload everything, initiatives, committee members on the website. Most of them are not. Now somebody has to take onus. And company secretary, if it's a full-time, then of course, on the role of the organization, he has to have this own organization, maybe a couple of few people. So task is quite big, Herculean. If the outside agency, like any other company secretary, like a chartered accountant who is giving, I'll tell you the analogy. CA today has got, as a chartered accounting firm, has got either audit or tax. Beyond that, he is not in the day-to-day running, right? But in company secretary, if it's a board member, then it's a day-to-day running. He is accountable. He is accountable for CSR initiative. Then it is something which is from the compliance angle. And today, the regulatory compliances are not easy. In fact, most of the organizations have separate compliance department with a compliance manager. There's a compliance head of the one who's heading the compliance. In the absence of that, it is responsibility for the company secretary. It is not the turnover of the company. Say, for example, 100 crore company in 5 different businesses will have different compliances, regulation compliances. A company, one product or one business in 100 crore will have less compliances comparatively. Different businesses, different compliances, regulatory compliances, filing of reports, paper, complying with that, deadlines, that is something department by itself. So the task of company secretary is much more widened, definitely. If the company of 100 crore or 200 crore cannot afford to have their own person, then they have to outsource like a BPO to the company secretary firm, and that's because the job is to be done. One, compliance, second, CSR, and these are the meetings and other things are anyway happen because of the regulation, but compliance is something by choice. Some by, I'm not saying intentionally, unintentionally, if the compliances are met, it could be lead to imprisonment and a great loss of the sort of a royalty or a great loss of the company name will get spoiled. So this is something which is, and the listed entities are always concerned. Even non-listed, I mean, who wants the business to be blacklisted? Nobody wants, no?
Nobody.
So at the end of the day, so nobody wants it. I mean, it's not desire. Okay, I'm doing it. It is by unintentional happen. Most of the times by unintentional. Most of the say simple boiler, simple equipments. Their compliances are not done. Now I'll tell you the Bhopal gas tragedy is because it was non-compliance.
Exactly.
It was non-compliance. I'm telling you, and this is what it's come evident, and it was taken very, very lightly by the board. But company secretary cannot take it lightly, no? At least to safeguard his position, he will brought to the notice of board of directors. If it is not done, he is not responsible. Not knowing is a serious offense. Not next stage is not done, which is something which is, of course, the execution part. But company secretary role is important from the stage one. Have I done it? Have I done it properly? Is it have I complied with all regulation? Chalta hai approach will work for some time, for some functions. Chalta approach will not work for company secretary. No way. Because fortunately, and it's good for the industry, good for the country, SEBI, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Finance have really made the rules changing, which is need of the hour. Let me give one example. People criticize that we have strict regulations and rules. Take a country like US. How many non-compliances? Just not allowed. A check bounce, straightway within a week, the person will go to prison. You think people will take a chance to this thing? You think they are not making money out of it? US companies are all listed making good amount of money. They are making profit. They have become unicorn companies. So not complying is no excuse. I mean, it is not complying. You are the risk of your business, risk of your reputation, brand value, and that's something which should be avoided. Yes, there is a cost. Compliance is a cost.
Sir, now that we understood how the scope has actually increased for company secretaries, when we talk about the amendments from 2013 to right now, let us say somebody who is a practicing company secretary who is watching this, or somebody who aspires to get into practice is watching this. Traditionally, company secretary practice is related to transactions, incorporation of companies, private equity, or things like FEMA compliance. But CSR itself can be a huge practice area. So as an expert in this field, sir, as an expert in this field, can you tell us what can be the practice areas which a company secretary can offer through his firm or through his practice?
Yeah, great opportunity. First to start with stage one, the CSR committee. Now, most of the time for a small company of 100 crore, 200 crore, they may not be, if they're outsourcing most of the work of company secretary, they may not be enough people. So we can get into formation of CSR committee. We can get into formation of CSR, the plan, which is to be submitted to the board. The law says that you can't, these expenses are excluded, but company secretary can very well put it in their own as a deliverables. Second, identifying the agency which has got a registered agency. I'm telling you, it's very difficult. For example, if the board had decided that they should do something in a place where the issue is of education, into vocational education, say, example. Now, how they will find out agency? Board has no time. And very unlikely, what is the tendency with what normally is done? I tell you what should happen. They will call the nearby NGO, mujhe pehchanta hai, non-profit. NGOs are very sincere, most of them. They will say, sir, I can also implement this, but he has no idea of vocational education. It is like you are a new flat, same carpenter say, I will do electrician, same I'll do painting, which will not work.
Correct.
Say, this is, I should not say, but then some of the tax and accounting fund try to do everything. and they don't have. They will again outsource. So with the result, identify agency, which is entity, registered entity has to be, which is a second. Third thing, they can also do the monitoring because this something total in their billing to the company. They can add the CSR functions, and they can outsource. They can further outsource. I'll tell you something. If the X amount is given as a company secretary, deliverables are 1 to 4. With CSR, it will be 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. The rest they can outsource. They can outsource. I mean, I'm more than happy or willing to work with organization of yours and offer my services, which need not be all the time offline. It can be also online. For example, the company wants to do the CSR, so I can prepare plan remotely. Today, most of things are happening remotely. We are now just interviewing each other. We are meeting, we're talking each other, we remotely.
Yes, sir.
Most of things can happen remotely. And then, because today is a knowledge sharing, actual agency also can be identified. So, and people like me, there are CSR professionals can be engaged to give this as a service, and company secretary can offer this service as a basket, as one of the area for which they have to change the hat. They have to know the. I'm more than happy to make them knowledgeable about what are the deliverables. Seconding impact assessment. Now this is something again, the unspent amount, where they have to open separate account, unspent, ongoing project. If there are smaller companies there is a still ambiguity about two unspent amount as per Schedule 7. So this got to be small 100 crore, 200 company who are coming under ambit have their CFO or the finance manager, but they may not be doing everything. No? So this can be services can be given by the company secretary firm, and I would say this is a great opportunity for them to offer this service. I would say not to the, I'm not saying no, but then to start with a smaller company who come into ambit of 5 crore, which could be about 100 crore, 200 crore company, not listed. Even unlisted company also can be taken. And by then they are, it is like today, accounting function, even your, even mission critical applications are also now, convention like Hindustan Lever is outsourced most of things. So this is one of the things which can be outsourced to company secretary firm, including appliances. Even company secretary can do today the compliances. There are softwares. See, can I know? I mean, it is very difficult to know that there's no, most of the companies do not have a legal department, legal head.
Correct, sir.
There is no CSR head. 100 crore quoted company cannot have a legal head. Do you expect them to? They will do the 31st March filing and all. But how about the quarterly? How about other business? How about other things? Simple boiler certifications. So many are there. So many things. The IT, non-IT. So all these things have their regulatory compliances. If it's done, then the board will have peace of, they can sleep peacefully. That's one. Second, by outsourcing, they're giving to the hands of experts who is dedicated. You see, to do the compliance or CSR is not a company business, but then they have to do it. It's like any organization, they have to do it. So, but then it is something which will help the company secretary firm also. Yes, sir. Yes, they'll be competitive. There are so many firms over a period of time. Say you are located in Hyderabad, somebody in Bangalore, so Bangalore firms can interested. So again, I understand there are less company secretaries and more of companies. So even the small 100 crore companies, they really require. In fact, I'll be now doing the research with the ISE for the independent director, which is only for listed entities and listed. Why not for small companies? MSME sector. MSME stand for micro, small, medium enterprises. I'm removing M, but SME, which is now there's SME exchange. Yes. SME exchange is that at BSc. Now these organizations require really helping hand. I'm telling you, for CSR, for compliance, and matter, because the board, the executive board, the managing director are so busy, and they is obvious because of the businesses, the compliance. So many things are to be handled, and in this, then they try to do it wrap up everything by 31st March, which is not wrong. But then if it continues, will there be any quality? Will there be any growth? Society plus them. So this is something where, like HR should outsource. You see, I tell you a simple example. To select the key management person, it's if you take 3 months, 3 months is lost. Now that's why they have to outsource to some HR agency. Likewise, CSR has to be outsourced to some agency, which is company secretary ideal, because they have the responsible people, they understand regulation well, they know the CSR roadmap, they know the CSR regime well, and this makes sense to outsource them so that they will do a good job, and of course then become the competitive. If we have and everything will not be offline, so cost will reduce, because today because of technology, most of things are online today. Everybody is today, most of them on WhatsApp and all. So most of things can be done online. Very little, some work can be done offline. So this is something where due diligence of the which was earlier there for the non-profit as well as for the project. So due diligence is a part of now the planning. So this plan has to be submitted, and this entire thing to be done in a 12 months time, which is very, very earlier it was. I tell you what used to happen, and your Q1 start typically from April, and then first board CSR meeting will be somewhere in May, April, May, with the board members come, say a CSR committee member come, including board members. Then the issue discussed, the implementation. You have hardly 3 to 4 months left for any agency to execute before 31st March. Can you imagine? I doubt whether any issue can be addressed and implemented in 3 months' time. Be it about safe drinking water, be it education, be it livelihood or climate, anything. 3 months, 3 to 4 months is a very short period. But now the period is, there's an ongoing project. Now the period is increased. So you need somebody who will monitor, and then engagement will be for 3 years, like chartered accountant firm engagement for 3 to 5 years. So the engagement for 3 to 5 years, which is good enough. So they also get the competitive rates. Corporates will get a competitive rates from the agency. Agency will also, there's more employment. I'm telling you, more people will get employed. You can convert some of the people at, what can be done is, I tell you, once you know the roadmap, I can definitely help for that. You don't need although the agency will need people, because as the say 100 crore, if the commitment is of 2 crore, you can imagine the 2 crore CSR obligation is a business. Now who will do it? Somebody agent. So implement agency will require people. See, young youths can be deployed. The CSR firm can give this, okay, these are the people who know, they can do it, because facilitation, collaboration and complementing each other is needed of the hour. And if that is done, cost will reduce. See, so gone are the days where I will do everything. Gone are the days where, you have to, like earlier, about 40, 50 years ago, the doctor used to test blood and urine and all. Today it doesn't happen. So it should not be. Give it to the person, the cost will reduce. Your time can be used for something else, for your work. You are safe because you are compliant. And it's a win-win situation for everything, and new opportunities. And I'm sure company secretary is, after all, the professional. It is like same like I respect, same like somebody has mentioned, instead of chartered accountant, instead of company secretaries, and instead of cost accountant, are the institutes creating the real professionals. I tell you, in the education system today, universities, old syllabus, the engineers are not employable. The doctors are not employable because the old syllabus, nothing has been done. Spending is only 3 to 4% on education. Institutes have done exceedingly well because they are not by act. They are not coming under any ministry. They are doing independently excellent job. The number of professions are increasing day by day. The professionals are monitored. There is a code of conduct, and there are penalties, and there are professionalism, ethics are being imbibed. So such professional, if you hand over, I think the CSR, the company secretary will do a good job. That's what I feel.
So basically, sir, the angles which you're bringing in, the dimensions, is extremely new, and it's really going to help a lot of people who are watching this. by just listening to you in this discussion, what is very clear is that CSR itself can be a huge practice area, which is as good as CA or CS what they do, because the
In
kind
fact,
of areas
it has become industry.
Yes, sir. I think
today it is about 18,000, but I'm showing you it will be double in coming years. It will increase day by day.
how
People are
big is it,
convinced.
sir? How big did
It
you
was
tell?
since 2013, last year it was again, I think 18,000 before lockdown. 19 was about 18,000 crores. So it's a big industry. It is becoming, and more and people are realize, and they are doing it. You see, only thing, they are not visibly doing it, but they are doing it. It is not visible. They are on the website. If you visit a small company website, they are doing it. In a way, it may not be fully complying with the law, but they are doing it. If you bring them under the law, they'll be more than happy. They will scale it up. You see, I told something. This is human psychology. If you tell them, sir, you are doing it, great job. Can you do it something differently? He'll be. I'm sure no Indian entrepreneur or MD or chairman will say no. Sorry, I will not do it. There is a definite. I'm positive, optimistic. Love for the country, love for the organization, love for the community. There is. But then earlier there was no ecosystem. There was no regulation. People used to do it. You think it has not done otherwise? You see, if you go to a small area where the small industry, steel industry or pipe industry, community around was taken care of. Like Tata's, other people also. Otherwise, their third generation will not come. No? You see, even those who are after BSc 1,000 companies are third generation in the business. They are there. I was interacting with one of the foreign expert on this. He said India. I said, I look at it. In 70 years, the third generation is a business. What does that mean? They are sustainable. They are taking care of communities. Their workers, their employees, second generation are working in the company. Company like Thermax is doing well. So likewise, people are doing it, but it was not structured. It was not visible. Now it is structured. It is disciplined. It is regulated. So it will go. I tell you, regulation, people say by free will, but take case of education. You think take example I give, the professor who is strict, initially if he's strict, but he's good at heart, and if he's really delivering, you think people will attend this, students will attend this class in numbers. They will start loving the professor, but he's strict. And you see after 10 years, oh, that professor was mentioning was correct. See, discipline always gives the results. Always give the results. In be it a long term, may not be in the thing. So initially the student feel, oh, Salah was strict. Yes, organization. You see the results next year, third year, and that becomes habit. And once you are complied, I tell you, I will like to just give example of, if the time permits, the example of Sumanta Mulgakar, ex-Tata chairman, and very, very great example. And the corporates can follow, or anybody can follow. I was interacting with his secretary, personal secretary, one of these flight, and he said, Mr. Mulgakar, he was the CFO. He said, gentlemen, we have to file our, pay our taxes. Said, no, sir, it is 31st March. He said, no, 31st is not meant for us. Aren't we make profit every month? Are we not supposed to pay our taxes every month? We are in a position to pay. Are we not? Then why were we waiting up to 31st March? Is it necessary? It is for the people who cannot afford to pay every month. My company, that time it was named Telco, Tata Electric and Locomotive. My company makes money every month. I'll pay taxes every month. That is something, if somebody disciplined, they made money, they survived, they grown. Company who are disciplined, who are complied fully, I'm telling you, I have grown, sustained. Then no. Look at big houses. Are they not sustained? They're sustained. They survived, they're grown. By not complying, by shortcuts, I think survival will be difficult. That's what I feel. Even in business, because that becomes a habit. When business also, people do same thing, and then they find out no customer will accept today anything. Will tell you, even as a marketing person, even the smallest deviation for any product or service is today not acceptable even in a tier 3 cities. So many complaints are raised. So customer has become more stronger now. Customer is more demanding. If the company find a shortcut, it will be in great trouble. The company will be in great trouble. So better not to find for, have less customers, not find shortcuts, comply fully, do what you do. See, there is growth is not always which is required. Last year I'm 10% distributed. Who asked for it? Who asked you 50% growth? Nobody asked. No. Point is, are you have a sustained growth? Are you growing sustain? Is there sustainable growth? Sustainable growth is where you comply with 360-degree approach, everything, and then you are sustainable business. I find if I place in place called Thane, which is small businesses are still there even after lockdown. They have paid the salaries even in lockdown, 100 crore, 200 crore. Some of the biggies who are not compliant were gone, but some businesses are there. I will not take the name. Some big companies are gone, vanished, but small are still there who are compliant. Are there and they'll be there always there. That's what I would say.
Sir, I think the angle which you have brought in, the dimension you have brought in is very fresh. And what is the clear message to everyone who's watching this is CSR is a big business. Even you measured it, you're telling it's 18,000 or 18,500 crore business, and it can double over the years as more and more businesses and more profits are there. So when it is such a big business, it is time for everyone to become an expert and learn the law and also understand not only the CSR law, but the entire implementation, the impact assessment, and the scope and opportunities are very huge, which we understood from you. So we really would like to thank you, sir. It was a wonderful discussion. You have thrown light on almost every aspect of CSR. You also shared your opinion. So the last question we want to ask you is, if somebody wants to become an expert like you, what or how should they equip themselves? What is the learning they should do? What are the steps they should take so that they can reach a high position like you, who is a great CSR expert?
See, it's not a rocket science. I tell you, there should be a first of all passion for it, a passion for everything, passion for saving this planet. Now, somebody has got. I know there's a desire. There's a desire among every Indian. I have great faith in that. Only thing, the ecosystem is not there. Now, for someone who wants to really learn, I can definitely make him a knowledgeable. He can read through the lot of data information available through the internet. Take a small project. I tell you, during this course, many people asked what a project. In fact, what was not handled to the way it should be handled, CSR project. What can be done is that a company can approach to start with a small company, 100 crore, and they have issues after the amendment. I'm sure it will, and start with whether their pain areas. See, everybody may not have the same pain area. They would say, well, I don't have, I don't have time to identify the agency. They will say, what are the last year we did it, but now this year I don't know what to do. Second thing, I have to, the plan, which is planned to be submitted, my CSR committee has not given the plan. So all these things to start fill up the gaps. See, entire gamut of activity, which is like a full cycle approach, may not work, but then companies who are already done last 3 years CSR, you can find out what are the gaps, some gap analysis, not formally, informally. Definitely when they are engaging as a company secretary, they will share about this is what my problem. I could not do it to satisfaction. I'll tell you my personal opinion after interacting with a small companies who's heading the chairman or MD is really good at heart to do something. So but he may not have that bandwidth, the people to do that. Then that gap one can fill up at cost. He's going to he will pay the cost. So at cost. And sir, this is what is something we can do as a consultancy. As I would like to help you. I'm sure he will not say no. And then to start with that, and I'm more than happy to even help the company secretaries who are existing as well as who are emerging to help even on piecemeal basis. You see, there is no need to eat everything at one shot. This is the nature's law. If the small thing is done nicely, with wholeheartedly, the man will be happy. Sir, you have done a good job. Can you do something? And people pay for it. And at cost, may not be a big cost. You see, I would not like to say, but there are large multinationals, agencies, big four and all. They are, they are their own way of working. Need not be. I am saying that at the moderate cost, the services can be offered for filling the gaps to start with, and then later on, next year, the definitely the company will engage. I tell you the CA firms. I tell you, you must be also 10 years in the year. CA firms who are there, they don't lose the client just like that, unless there's some wrong. The clients are there for ages because nobody. I tell you, certain professions people get addicted. Company secretary is one of the profession. Nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to divulge their accounts and to a person who is not comfortable. No chemistry happen. You see, you will not like to change doctor. You will not like to change lawyer. You will not like to change your chartered accountant because he knows your history and entire. He knows it's company secretary, same profession. He knows everything. And there's a not maybe out of fear, maybe out of love. This man is unless some serious problem happen, relationship break. Otherwise, he will definitely share. I'm saying it is a more easier one to get engagement for CSR for company secretaries. Firm, I'm talking about. It's easier, but they will love to do somebody, and then the person can start with small way, the gaps, and then become the full-fledged also CSR services can be given like any other services which are people are giving. No? In case of administration, people are giving. In case of HR firms are offering competency mapping, offering recruitment, offering training. So likewise, this is a basket. Your basket of company secretary is increased now after regulation, and people will need definitely help. And company secretary is only rather because CFO is busy with so many other things. Money to be brought. The money is a serious problem. Where to bring money, salaries to be paid, and this and that. Company secretary is the one who's reasonably to be engaged for this work, and thereby the board of directors, the MD, will get good sleep, so that they will not have a fear of imprisonment or any bad reputation. And this is not a difficult task. This is not a costliest task also. So it's not like illegal. You see, the other thing in case of legal professional, the case goes to court. It takes time. It depends upon court, which court, this court, judicial court. The jurisdiction also matters. It takes time. You don't know. This is unprecedented. You cannot account expenses. In case of CSR compliance, one good advantage, definite boundaries. You have to finish it. There are definite boundaries, measurable boundaries. So everything is measurable. So more easier, no? If deliver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is deliverable. You get money. Company will pay. The job is done, and it's not so difficult. Okay, it is over a period of time. But I'm more than happy to help anyone on either said remotely or even otherwise also. And the cost is not much of issue. I just said the online offline, and this could be a good engagement for company secretary. I would say, and this is a really good thing has happened. And I'm glad.
I think, sir, this discussion is really going to open up the eyes for many people who are company secretaries or people who are aspiring to be company secretaries, because only after this discussion, it will occur to them that CS need not be only on the core corporate law or FEMA related, but also CSR can be a great area. So what we will do, we will leave sir's LinkedIn profile in the description below of this YouTube video. We will also,
if you wish, you can also mention the mobile number also if you wish.
Yes, sir. We will definitely share your
mobile number and the email ID.
Yes, sir. Because very few people offer to help, and you've been very kind. So we will definitely share all the details in the description below. So anyone who is interested to consult sir can take this opportunity, because he's very helpful. So he'll be a great help for you to start your CSR journey and also to give service to your clients. So that was
all the success to the all the company secretaries, and my details email and can be shared, and I'm available all the time through the email as well as phone for any consultation.
Yes, sir. So thanks a lot. So that was Vishwas Tendulkar, sir. He was an amazing guest. He gave us the complete picture, not only about CSR, the recent amendments and what are the different changes and how the entire landscape and the entire regime of CSR has changed in India. The important thing which he shared with us was that CSR is a big industry. It is 18,500 crore industry. And he also told that company secretaries are best suited to do the entire activities of CSR, whether it is CSR committee, whether it is implementing the projects or the impact assessment. The opportunities are unbelievable. And when it's such a big industry, we need people with the expert knowledge. And sir has shared his wonderful information. So thank you very much, sir. We look forward to support from you in the future also.
Thanks. So thank you very much. And my best wishes for everyone, and safe and healthy stay in this pandemic situation.
Thank you, sir. So that was the practical side. Please join us on the next episode of Practical Side, where we discuss another aspect of law and also understand what are the new opportunities for the company secretaries. Thank you and all the best to you.